Hello, 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 everyone. I am Dr. Amanda, and I'm just going to make sure that y'all can hear me because this is a wonderful thing. We do not want to miss talking about why diets fail. So let's see. Yep. All right. So I am Dr. Amanda, for those that don't know me, and I am the owner and CEO of Atkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. And we are here to help women who are overweight prevent and possibly reverse illnesses like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, and help with these challenges. So a lot of times I get the question of, why is this not working? Like, I've started on this diet and like I just keep going back to square one after like a few weeks. Like I'm really gun ho and I'm going. And then I'm just like, oh, I've fallen off. And I don't know why this keeps happening. It's like on again, off again, on again, off again. What in the world is going on? Right. So this is very common, I just want you to say. So you are not alone in this situation. And the reason is that when most diets fail, one, because we think of it as a diet, and two, we think it has to be so restrictive, like we only can do this, and this, and it has to stay in this lane and nothing else. And most time that is unsustainable, and we often ignore the bigger picture. And today I want to talk about what truly works. And it's not depriving yourself, it's not counting every calorie, because I've done all these things before and it just does not work. So the key thing, well, I'll say the first key thing I would say is to focus on what you can add, not just what you have to remove. Okay. Because when we think of, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have this, and that is a mentality of lack. And we think of we're losing out, and therefore we're always thinking of what we cannot have. And what you focus on, especially what you cannot have, you're more likely to want it more, right? When you tell a child, you can't do this, you can't do that, that's what they continue to do. And even if we look in the Bible, Paul talks about what I did not want to do, I did, right? So we want to look at it as what we can add in and not what we just have to remove. Okay. So instead of obsessing over, I can't have chips, or in my case, like people always ask me in the beginning of my journey, I can't eat meat. You can't eat meat. You can't eat meat. You can't eat meat. Why can't I eat meat? And it's like, no, I'm just going to add in more vegetables. I'm going to add in more fruit. I'm going to add in more beans. I'm going to add in more whole grains. I'm going to add in those healthy fats. And I've learned to love avocado. Like before, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to eat guacamole. But I've learned to love that. And it is just having that mentality that I can have more and not less. Okay. And again, when we think of in abundance, we are not likely to have that restrictive mentality and focus on things that we cannot have. So that's number one. What can you add? What can you add? What can you add? And then the second thing is learning to be consistent and not perfect, right? So every single meal you go in, you're like, okay, I'm going to add in some vegetables today. It may be that I add in some broccoli, but then I had, fried chicken. I don't know. I don't eat chicken, but I'm just saying that's just something like people would add. But instead of just having like the fried chicken and biscuits, you add in that green vegetable. So you would look at that as something that you're adding to your plate. And eventually you can crowd out the other things that's not there. So also, if it's not necessarily nutrition, but exercise, like, oh, I'm supposed to be walking like 30 minutes every single day of the week. And Dr. Amanda said I have to get in 180 minutes. But say you just start out with walking 10 minutes every single day. And as long as you are consistent, like no matter what, every single day, or I'm going to start out with 3 times a week, and I'm going to say those 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm not going to miss a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and I'm going to keep going and do that 3 times a week. The consistency over the perfection is going to help you to stay on track longer term and see changes over time. Okay. So these changes can be more sustainable for you and you don't feel like it's overwhelming. Because when you try to think of, I got to exercise 7 days a week for 30 to 45 minutes, you're like, I'm gonna miss a day. I'm gonna miss 2 days or something like that. But try to be consistent along the way. Okay. So, what are some other practical things that you can be doing to help, especially with nutrition? You know, I love to talk about nutrition because that's where you get the biggest bang for your buck. For breakfast, like today, I had oatmeal with some berries. I had ground flaxseed, and then I add in like a nut butter, and then a little bit of, ooh, excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. A little bit of maple syrup just to add a little bit of extra sweetness there and a little bit of fat. You know, that's what I do. So you can do that. Sometimes adding in more ripe fruit, like a banana, a half a banana, that will be good to help with the sweetness. For lunch, you can have a big old large salad. Salad, I love salad with like chickpeas and lentils, a variety of colorful vegetables. And this actually helps a lot of people. And then again, like the dinner, adding in some of those roasted veggies, some quinoa. You could do that as a mixture, and that can be your vegetable that you add in for the day. Again, these are little simple things that you can actually do to help you stay consistent throughout the day, okay? And lifetime. And then you don't have to be like, uh, I can't keep this up. It is too much. It is too much. No, it is not, okay? You can do it. We're here to help. Then another thing that you want to look at is actually saying you want to have an environment prepared for success. So keeping healthy snacks more visible, eye level, just like they do at the grocery store, trying to get you to buy things that are not healthy. They keep them at eye level within arm's reach. You want to have that same thing going on in your pantry and in your refrigerator, like eye level. You want to see your fruits, you want to see your veggies. You don't want to have the soda right there. You don't want to have the chips. Like chips are higher up, so you got to actually reach for them. Whereas, you know, apples and oranges and things are right there at eye level. That will help you set up anything, candies, cookies, put them out of sight, like in the cabinet, in a drawer where you have to go force yourself to open it. It's not within eyesight and you don't think about it. So out of sight, out of mind. You're not thinking, I can't have it. It's just put away somewhere. And I just happen to find it, maybe. Don't keep it in your drawer right there at your desk because that's easy to open up. I found that out the hard way. Even if it's in a drawer, if it's right there, you can just open it up. So keep it away from you. And finally, don't ignore movement and stress management incorporated into your daily life. So I can't stress this enough how much prayer and meditation on just being overall successful will help. And it just helps to decrease that um, need for emotional eating, that you're like, I feel stressed, I'm going to go and eat my way to feeling better. Instead, you can use prayer and meditation to help you to deal with that. Um, and I mean, sometimes you just need to have more and more people to talk with, and that is definitely can help when you have, you know, our Lord to talk with. So remember that diet alone rarely works, and that's because we're thinking of it as a restrictive time frame. And we just want to think lifestyle. We want to think nutrition. We want to think movement. And you can do all this, okay? So if you're tired of having every fad diet and you're like, I'm up and I'm down, I'm up and I'm down, and you just feel like you're getting nowhere, I can help you. Again, I am Dr. Amanda. I help you create a sustainable, personalized approach to your own lifestyle so you can actually live out your God-given purpose. So reach out to me at www.dramandamd.com. We here at Atkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine will be so happy to start seeing you and help you to actually get on your journey, stay on your journey, and make sustainable changes. All right. Don't forget to share the video so everyone can see what they can do instead of these fad diets. All right. Blessed health, y'all. And I look forward to seeing you the next time.